Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rashley's Barbecue. I'm Randy. One of the subscribers asked me how I would do short ribs, and I've never done short ribs. Pretty much meat though, so I figured, well, I'll give it a shot. And I got to thinking about it. They don't have as much meat on them as the loaded ribs I typically do. So instead of letting them go the whole time unwrapped, I think what I'm going to do is put some smoke on them for a few hours at 180 degrees. When the ribs get up to about 140, 150 internal temperature, I'm going to go ahead and wrap them and put a little moisture in there, maybe some beer, a little Parkay squeezed margarine or something, just to add some moisture. And we'll let them finish off in the foil. We'll open them up, take a look, see how they come out. I think that'll work fine. Y'all stay tuned and we'll get the ribs prepped up. We're going to be using Chupacabra rub on these short ribs. Some of them have a bit of meat on them, some of them not so much. Some of them were all fat and I threw them away. I did not get these at my local beef shop, my local meat shop. These came from the local grocery store. Picked them up while we were in there shopping. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some Chupacabra on all sides. I'll finish that up and we'll be right back. Alright, we got rub on pretty much all sides. Let's go ahead and get them in the smoker. We've had the smoker running for 40 minutes or so and pretty stable on the top shelf at around 180 to 185 degrees. Let's get the ribs on. Smoking with hickory pellets today. I'm going to put the rib side down here, kind of try to stand them up, leave a little space for the smoke to get all around them. They're going to try to lay down, so I'll just lay them down. I think I'll go ahead and put my meat probe in the largest rib. No, I'm going to put it in one of the smaller ones because it's going to be ready first. And we'll let that kind of be a guide as to when we're going to come out here and wrap them. All right, let those go for a while. We'll be back. All right, it's been several hours. We're back now. The ribs are up to about 155 degrees. We're going to go ahead and pull them off, wrap them up, and let them finish out in that foil so they'll stay moist. Oh, they look good. All right, that's what we got. Let's go ahead and get them in the foil. Let me lay down a little Parkay. It's pretty thin because it's been out on the counter for a while. A little more Parkay on top of them, let it just kind of melt all over them and make them nice and moist. Good enough. We'll get them back up here. We'll get the probe in the largest one. Make sure it gets done when we're through. There we go. That way we can leave them on until the largest one is done all the way. Now shut the lid again and let them go. We're going to crank up the temperature to about 250 degrees. And now we're just going to let them get happy. So we'll be back when our temperature on the largest rib gets up to about 200 degrees or so. It's going to be good, I hope. We'll see. It's been several hours now. Took a lot longer than I really thought it should, but we're at about 195 internal temperature on the meat. Let's go ahead and just check it with the, I've got a ThermalWorks lollipop. We're going to try it, double check our ThermalWorks smoke, make sure the probe is reading correctly, see how tender it is, and we'll make a determination. Oh man, the meat has pulled off the bone on some of those smaller pieces. Yeah, like a marshmallow, man. Soft, tender. We're gonna go ahead and pull it off, let it rest for a little while, get it inside and eat. We've let the ribs rest for about an hour, wrapped up in the foil. I opened them up, took out a couple of them, one of the big ones, and then one of the smaller ones that doesn't have a lot of meat on it, but I want to see how it held up, see if it dried out. Check it out. Cheers. Let's take a tug on the big one now. You can see a good smoke ring on both the small one and a really good smoke ring on the larger one. I'm guessing maybe the smaller piece came up to temperature a lot faster, being a smaller chunk of meat, and didn't have as much time for the smoke ring to develop. The larger piece of meat, it took longer for it to get up to 140 degrees, so it developed a better smoke ring. Just my theory. So that's my first time doing short ribs. You saw how we prepared them. We seasoned them. We put them on the smoker. We let it go about 180 degrees. It ran for about 3.5 hours at that. Then we wrapped them in foil and we let them go until the internal temperature came up to 195. We started probing them at about 190. They got tender at 195, so we pulled them at 195, let them rest, and then took a taste test. They're all really good. Chupacabra rub, just can't be beat. My favorite rub. All of the ribs had a nice smoke ring on them. The larger pieces of meat that heated up slower had a better smoke ring than the small ones, but they all had a smoke ring. Looked good. But you can't eat a smoke ring. Tasted good. That was the critical part. They're all tender. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. We hope y'all will join in again for the next video here on Rashley's BBQ. Until then, we'll see y'all later on down the road. Click like, subscribe, and I'll have kind of a description of the cook down in the description box. Click the show more button and the description box will appear below. Thanks, everybody.